Hello guys, this is the Retro Guy again. Today I'm going to show you something that I bought a while ago. I think I bought this maybe 5, I think actually around 8 months ago. Yeah, I have to check my emails to actually see the order, but this was bought a long time ago. And only today it arrived to me because this was bought from a company in the US that basically they didn't ship outside US. And luckily I had a friend that was living there, so he could receive that for me on my behalf. So it was stored in his house up to now, basically. And a friend of his came here to the UK, and that was basically how this got to me. It was delivered only today. So a long time waiting for this. I bought this at the time because I found it cute, really. So it is really cute. It's amazing, like amazingly well built from at least the footage that I saw. It is actually licensed by Atari. So this is the real deal. Like, it's not like a fake thing, or it's built with authorization from all the companies involved. In this case, Atari. They have some others. I bought Asteroids, but they do have others, like Space Ace, for example, and a number of others. So this is done by the New Wave Toys company. You can just go to their website, just search on Google New Wave Toys, and I think the first website that comes up is basically them. Look it up, see what they have. They normally build this in small lots, so they don't have a lot of those, not Asteroids especially, but any others flying around. So that's why also I bought it, because I felt that this is something that is not going to be around for a while, and for long. So why not have it? So let's see what this is all about. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. So this is an actually unboxing in front of the camera. Never done this before in my channel, so I think the way there is no tape or anything. I think you just have to open the lid here. I don't want to ruin the box, so I'll do my best here to try to open this in the camera without ruining it. It's actually glued here, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a double-sided tape here. So I'm going to try to get this. It is very tough, but it is okay. There you go. So that's the double-sided tape right here. So yeah, the box is good to go. So that's basically what's inside of the box. So I don't have to keep that box. That's the one that I want to keep. So let me put this box aside. And well, look at this. It's essentially a replica, a miniature replica of an arcade Asteroids machine. And it's very, how can I say, the fidelity from which they built this is very close to the real thing. From all the reviews that I read and everything else, it really replicates, or tried to replicate, the real arcade machine in every single inch in this small table size arcade replica. This one here has only Asteroids. There is no other games in this. It actually works. So you can see that there is a small LCD screen here that replicates exactly how Asteroids would work in the real arcade machine back in the days. Even the colors is black and white, and the controllers and everything is basically exactly the same thing. All the writings in the arcade structure here tries to replicate it as well. So that's how it looks on the side. We are actually going to open it, of course, but just so you guys see how it looks like. Right, so then there is some information here on this side. So basically you see that it says here official arcade ROM, which basically means that this is licensed. It's not like one of those ROMs that you get from the internet. I know they are pretty much the same, but the difference here is really it is authorized. It's an authorized replica. That's basically how it is. You can see here basically all the features. So it's made from real wood. So the cabinet is actually made out of wood. It's not plastic or cheap materials. It's actually good stuff from what I read as well. We have to open it up and check. So features, replica. Let me see if I can change here so you guys can try to read this as well. So I cannot change it when I am filming it, but I'm going to read at least the most important bits here. So it's a replica from the 1979 Asteroids arcade machine in a 1 to 6 scale, so 12 inches tall. Limited production, so it doesn't mention how many of those were actually built or whether or not there is a numbering inside, or we have to check it out. But I remember in the description it was saying it was a limited edition, which means they are not going to make this again. Well, at least that's what I hope. Otherwise, like, what's the point? By the way, the price of this was, the time that I bought it, $119. So it is a little bit steep, but still, if the quality is as good as I think it will be, I think it might be worth it. So let's check that later, okay? So plays the original Asteroids arcade game, and high score saving with a non-volatile memory. So if you unplug it, it will keep the high score, just like the original machines would do. Authentic wood cabinet construction, amplified mono audio with volume control, eliminate marquee and cabinet accents, built-in high capacity rechargeable battery for keeping the score, I think. And I'm not sure if this actually operates on a battery or if you need like an external power supply always plugged in, so we have to check it out. 100-day New Wave factory warranty, so this is already expired, unfortunately. Accessories, so 1 micro USB charge cable, a replica Asteroids owner's operator's manual, and a mini arcade tokens. So let's see how that goes. I think, not sure, but you might have to put the tokens into the machine so it actually works just like the real deal. So we have to check it out. Well, the other things here are basically in other languages. So basically, it's this, the one that I read is in English. The others here are basically in other languages. That's all. So what else do we have here before we open it up? So it just says limited edition, blah blah blah. So includes 4 mini arcade tokens. It doesn't say anything else. I don't see any numbering here. So even if it is limited edition, without an actual numbering system, so what's the point, right? So let me get my X-Acto knife here so we can open this up without damaging the box. I want to keep this box as, good shape as I can. So let me get my X-Acto knife here. And let's cut the plastic. It's always an exciting moment, isn't it? It's almost like a surgery here. Okay. So I don't care about the plastic. I can basically tear it off. The box is very well done, very well made. So you can see the quality is really, really good. It actually is embossed here. You can feel the texture on the designs and everything. So not on this part. Yeah, even in here, if I go through my fingers here, I can see the texture. So yeah, it's very good quality boxing going on here. But we didn't buy it for the box, right? Even though the box looks great. So how do we open this without ruining the box? And that's the problem. There we go. Yeah, that looks really nicely done, as you can see. So the manual, It looks very vintage, as you can see. So let's see what's inside here. So it does have some adhesive here so that you can put somewhere. Not sure what this is, so you can check it later. In terms of the manual, so it's a well written, well designed manual, so very vintage looking. Basically gives you all the options that you have here, again in several different languages. So it's basically a 2-page thing going on here. You do have the tokens, the mini tokens are here. So as you can see, they are quite small. So let me try to focus the camera. So as you can see, if I put my finger close to it, how small they are. I'm not sure if we need them to operate the machine. So in regular USB cable here, nothing special about it. And there it is. It does look great. It's very small. So let me put the box aside. And let's see what's going on here. So I'm actually hearing some rattling inside, which is never a good thing. So this box traveled from New York all the way here, and from whatever is the place where they shipped this from to New York. So the guy that brought this back to me just shoved it in the suitcase. So there might be the case that something got dislodged here. I have to say it doesn't look great, like so let's see if we can this little door here doesn't open, apparently it's just for show. Or does it? Yeah, it actually does. So inside, so we have 2 buttons here that I have no clue what they do. I have to actually look in. So it's just an extension of those, I think. Yeah, I don't know. So the quality is amazingly good. Like this little door here, for example, is actually heavy. It's, I think it's plastic or metal. It looks like metal, to be honest. And yeah, quite heavy. So everything else here, the quality, this is actual wood. It's really good quality going on here. So back here you have the power button and the volume controller, and then down here you have like a simulation of the real deal. So there is in the real arcades you had this lock here. Basically you put like a locker here to secure anyone from opening the machine and stealing, for example, the board and things like that. So let's plug on the charger here and see if we can get this up and running so we can actually see whether or not this is working. So again, it's rattling inside. I have no clue what's loose inside, but that's not a good sign. So it might not be working at all at this point. And if it isn't, I'm not even sure how to open this up. Hopefully this is, you know, serviceable and not just glued together, because if it is all glued together, then I'm not gonna be able to open this up. By the way, in the back here there is the information about the serial number of this guy. So it actually shows that this is a limited edition. This is number 605 out of 3500, right? So that's a good thing. So let me try to power this in my USB hub here. Not sure if this is going to be enough in terms of amperage to power this up. Hopefully it will be. So you see that illuminated here, the token thing, it's showing in the screen here that it's charging. So apparently there is an internal battery that actually does the work, right? So I can try to power it up and see what happens. Bear in mind that I have the protective plastic here. So you see that that's amazing, really. Like this basically gets illuminated just like the real. So I have the protected plastic here on the LCD. That's why you might be seeing this here, but it's powering it up. And I think it went down now because of the, yeah. So the USB power that is basically coming from my USB hub there is not enough apparently. I need to plug this in to a more reliable power source. So let me see if I have something that I can use. Close to the camera. I do have an external battery, so let me just go and pick it up and I'll be back. Okay, so I have an external battery here from Anker. So this is a high amperage battery that I use for a number of things when I'm traveling, for example. So this one has a good amperage rating, so it should not be a problem powering this on here. So let me just get rid of this plastic. It's making a lot of noise here. Okay, so let's try this again. Still have an issue with whatever is rattling inside, so I might have to open this up and check it to see what's going on. So you see that it says under license from Atari in the screen. Maybe you're not able to see that, but so that's basically Asteroids running. The screen is very clear, very high resolution. It basically says one coin, one place, so I might need to use the coins here. So I can, yeah, if I just click here, it doesn't do anything. So let's try to press start. So let me try to read this here. So yeah, those illuminated buttons here are the start button. So player 1. So let's try to pump up the volume. And so left and right, left and right, and here. So where is the power? Yeah, there we go. Just like the Rio Dio, right? So the sound is really good. Like it has a deep bass, and it's really good actually. So what I think what's loose inside might be the speaker, to be honest, because the speaker to actually produce this deep noise, I just imagine that it has to be like a large speaker, so it might got loose here somewhere. So yeah, I might need to figure out here how to open this up, maybe disassemble it to fix this. So yeah, you see that it has the exact same software that runs on the original arcade. So after you finish your play, you get to put your initials here, and the non-volatile RAM is going to store that for you, even if you disconnect that from the power supply. Of course, it is going to store it for a period of time. I have no idea, since it's only storing the content, it's not really doing much. The internal battery should be able to hold this like for years. That's what I would guess. Let me try to give it a zoom so you guys can actually see the details here. So this is the zoomed option. So let me just get the focus right here. So you can see the sharpness of the screen. Again, disregard the screen protector here. There is a film protecting the screen that is, eventually I will have to peel it off. Let's do this right now. It's always satisfying to do this. Okay, it's basically grabbing here on top. Okay, I think I got it out. So now it's much better. You can see that the screen is really, really good. Very good quality, very sharp. And the sound is also amazing. And also, like, let me put this back a little bit here and move the camera a little bit up. So you guys can see the asteroid thing here. So it's actually colorful, you see, and just like the Rio Dio. So yeah, it's really nice. The whole thing is thick wood. It's not really like, it doesn't look cheap at all. It really looks like well built and high quality thing going on here. So on the back, you had again like only the LED to show you that this is on, and then you have the power button here and the volume knob, and then you have in here the limited edition mark with the serial number, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I have to figure out what's loose here, but to be fairly honest, like I'm not gonna open this up. Like it seems to be working just fine, and I don't feel like I'm going to be, you know, like messing around with this. So this is basically where you put the coins. There is a little door here that you can open, and inside it's basically to simulate the real machine. That's how you would basically go and to collect the tokens and things like that. So the tokens are just for show. They don't really do anything. They're not needed, the tokens that comes with the machine. So this is a very, very precise replica of the machine, and it's really, really well built and nicely done. So this here, this looks like an overlay of sorts, but I have no clue where to actually put this. It doesn't go here, so I have to basically read the manual. So maybe it's something to go down here, I don't know. So probably not gonna use this now. And the tokens, so where are the tokens? Right here, so that you guys can see it better now, right? So those are basically the tokens right there, see? Again, they don't do much, I think, because the game doesn't ask you to actually put them anywhere. You do have two little slots here where you might be able to, you know, just put the tokens there, but they are not really needed. So you just press start and the game just starts without you having to do anything. So yeah, that's, so if you guys know what this game is, this is very old, one of the first arcade games that ever came, you know, available. So this is really historical sort of game, and really nice. That's why I chose it. It's not for its playability or anything like that. It's really because it is an important game after all. This was a really important game from Atari. So yes, guys, that's what I wanted to show you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I think if you go to the New Wave, I'm not being, you know, like they are not sponsoring me or anything like that. I just think they actually do a very good job. They do have eventually other types of machines for you guys to choose from. I think Asteroids are basically done. They don't have it anymore, but I think they have Galaga and some others. So yeah, just know that yeah, it might worth paying them a visit. The problem with them right now is shipping. They don't ship outside of the US, maybe US and Canada or something like this, but they for sure they don't ship to Europe, at least not at this moment, or at least when I bought it, they weren't doing it. Maybe they changed it, I have no idea. So something that you might want to check if you're going to be buying one of those. If you go on eBay and other places, you're going to find eventually models like this, but going for a much, much higher price. So this one was $119 on the original website. On eBay, they are going to be sold for maybe 3 times that or even more. So I don't recommend you guys going to eBay to buy something like this. It might be better to buy a new one if you do have the means to bring it to you, wherever it is that you live, if it is outside the US. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This is a very nice little toy. It makes a very nice decoration token for you guys to place on your living room or your man cave or your whatever place you guys want to put this on. And it will for sure like trigger very interesting conversations. So this is a conversation starter for sure. Well, you know how I am. I cannot leave that, to chance. I mean, that loose thing inside, I had to open it up and see what's inside. So I did a little research, cannot find anything about it. That's the bad thing. So you have to basically figure out on your own how to open this up. It turned out it is fairly easy. There are only 2 screws, one here and one down here. Once you remove them, this back plate here basically comes off. As you can see, this is thick wood. Not sure if it shows, but it is quality thick wood here. It's actually quite heavy. So inside, so you have now a first view on the inside of this. I don't think it's documented anywhere else. At least I couldn't find it. So that's what you have inside. So you have the main board here, which is one board PC, sort of it. So have no idea what this is. Like it's not a Raspberry Pi of sorts. So probably a board that has been designed by those guys to be used in this particular setup. The problem was the speaker here. See, I thought it was the battery, but the battery is very well held in place. So the speaker came loose, and the speaker actually goes here. As you can see, there is a place here, right there. So I just have to basically relocate the speaker here. So I have to use my screwdriver to remove the screws from this part here. So let me just show you what I'm doing here. So it should be an easy fix. Just removing the screws here. I think only one is enough, probably. Trying to, yeah, there we go, it's in place. So probably I want the wires to be facing down, I think. Well, actually the wire should be going through this opening here. So interestingly enough, the audio was already great, and now with the speaker in place, it will probably be awesome. So I just have to be careful here not to clip any of the speaker wires. And that's it. That should do it. Yeah, it's well held in place. Everything else here, it looks okay. Like it's a great way for us to actually see what's inside. So having a look here, right? Again, there is not much for us to see, but you do have the main board here. The controls are down below. So you have another board here that is the one that controls, I think, the screen. And yeah, it's very well built, as you can see. Like, it's not messy or anything like that. It's very well constructed. And that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to do anything extra here. This board, I cannot really find any information about it. It's not written anywhere. I have some numbers, but I don't have the actual maker, or at least not, it doesn't show. So I don't think this is a regular one PC board that we have around, like Orange Pi and things like that. For sure it's not an Orange Pi, but or at least I think it's not. I never actually got an Orange Pi in my hands, but I think the Orange Pi is actually the pretty much the same size as the Raspberry Pi, and this is not it for sure. So it should be another one board PC sort of board. I don't know, or it might have been specifically made for those guys, the New Wave toys guys. So that's what we have, guys. I'm going to close it up now, and happy that I could find the problem, and it's now firmly in place, so I can just come here and put everything back together like this. So let's close it up. Let me get the screws, and let's get this done while on camera, just for the fun of it. So the first one here. That's one, and the other one goes down here. And we should have this over with. Before I open this up, in the place of the screws, there were two stickers for warranty purposes, for sure, from New Wave Toys. So basically, if you remove them, your warranty is no longer valid, of course. Not really worried about that, because as I mentioned, my warranty is already expired. Like, it's a 100 days warranty, and this came to me after 8 months or 10 months or something like this. So it doesn't really matter now. So the battery hasn't charged it yet, so it's not doing much. But one thing that I also notice is that when I pull that plastic cover, so some bits basically stuck from within, so I have to figure a way to basically pull them out. Other than that, like, it's in perfect shape now and nothing loose anymore, as you can see here, right? So it's basically the way it should be. That's what I wanted to show you. So I'm going to add that to the video so you guys get to see what's how it looks inside. Okay, cheers guys.